Hi guys, today we are going to talk about slope from 2 points. So if you will take out your journal, and our title is going to be slope from 2 points. And this should be page 17 in your journal. So if you'll open up to page 17. And write your same title. All right, so when we're talking about slope from 2 points, remember that when we looked at this in our initial intro to slope, we talked about that our formula for slope was our change in y over our change in x. And remember, we used the little symbol, the triangle, for delta. So remember, change can be described as the triangle or the delta. So what we're looking at when we're talking about points, we're talking about our y2 minus our y1 over our x2 minus our x1. So we have 2 points. And remember, there's an x and a y in every point. And if we have 2 points, that means we have our first x and our second x, our first y and our second y. Okay, so we're going to look at some examples for how to do this. So if I were given the points 2, 4, and 1, 7, the first thing I'd like for you to do is always to label your x1, your y1, your x2, and your y2. So this is my first point. This is my x and this is my y. So this is going to be my x1 and my y1. And this is going to be my x2 and my y2. Okay, so if you'll always make sure that you label those. Then we're going to solve them using our formula that we have right up here. Okay, so we have y2. So here's our y2. It's 7 minus our y1. My y1 is 4 over x2. Okay, so we go to our x2, and my x2 is 1, minus x1. My x1 is 2. Okay, this is where your calculator comes in handy. Let me grab mine and get it open. I am using the Calc 84 app. I know some of you use the one on the Chromebook, and that's totally fine too. The only difference is you don't always get the ease in the fraction simplification. All right, so in our calculator, we're going to enter this just as it appears. So remember, this is an alpha y equals, and I'm going to choose the n over d. That's my numerator over my denominator. And I can type exactly what I have right here. So I have 7 minus 4 in my numerator. And then I have 1 minus 2 in my denominator. Hit enter, and I get negative 3. So my slope is negative 3. Okay, so that's my answer. That's all I have to do. All right, so let's try another example. So if I had negative 1, 0 as my first point, and 3, negative 2 as my second point. Remember, we always want to label our x and our y. So I have x1 because that's my first point, and y1. x2 because this is my second point, and y2. And then I'm just going to go back to my formula. So it tells me to do y2 minus y1. So y2 minus y1. My y2 is a negative 2, minus my y1 is 0, over x2 is 3, minus x1 is negative 1. Okay, so I'm going to grab my calculator. Alpha y equals, numerator over denominator, negative 2 minus 0 over 3 minus negative 1. Okay, and you'll notice that my calculator automatically changed that to +1. Remember, keep, change, change, keep it, add it, positive. So the calculator automatically changed that as I typed it in. So my slope is negative 0.5. Remember, we don't really want it as a decimal. We would prefer it as a fraction, so negative 1/2. If you're using the Chromebook calculator and not the app Calc 84, then you can go to your alpha y equals. Oops, sorry. You can go to your alpha y equals, and down here under number 4 will say fraction to decimal, and that's my answer. Oh, I'm sorry. On the Chromebook, it will do it. On this one, it doesn't because you have the option right there to just tap on it. But on the Chromebook, that should take care of it for you. You should be able to use that number 4, that fraction to decimal, and it will change your decimal answer to a fraction. Okay? So if that doesn't work, let us know, but that should work on the Chromebook. All right, let's try one more. So we're going to have our first point be 6, 6 positive 3, and 8, 5. Okay, so again, my first step is I'm going to label these. So I have x1, y1, x2, y2, and then I'm just going to follow my formula. y2, 5, minus y1 is 3, over x2 is 8, minus x1 is 6. Now remember, you can always do these without your calculator too. You could say to yourself 5 minus 3 is 2, 8 minus 6 is 2, and 2 over 2 is equal to 1 whole. Or you could do that and then check it in your calculator just to make sure you have an accurate answer. So if I wanted to check it in my calculator, I can do 5 minus 3 over 8 minus 6, and I get 1 whole. Okay, so not a bad idea to use your calculator to check, especially on some of these where you have some integer things. Okay, all right, so that's all there is for slope from 2 points. You have a couple questions in the next slide of the Nearpod, and then you have a IXL assignment to do, and that will take care of your activities for today. Hope you have a good one. Bye.